Imagine a world where every crack, scar, or blemish is not something to hide, but something to honor. A world that welcomes imperfection like a badge of authenticity. This is the heart of Wabi Sabi, an ancient Japanese philosophy that gently teaches us to love what is raw, real, and incomplete. In a culture that often equates value with flawlessness, Wabi Sabi offers a breath of fresh air reminder that there's another way to see beauty, a way that doesn't require polishing things until they lose their soul. We live in a society that measures worth with invisible yardsticks: productivity, aesthetics, efficiency. We're pressured to curate our homes like showrooms, optimize every task, and present ourselves as flawlessly as possible. But have you ever paused to ask, is it making us happier? Wabi Sabi challenges this exhausting chase for perfection and invites us to step off the treadmill. It encourages a shift in focus toward what is naturally worn, asymmetrical, and aged. It's not about lowering standards, but about expanding our understanding of what beauty truly means. Wabi Sabi isn't a checklist or a rulebook. It's not a lifestyle brand or a decorating style. It's more of a feeling, a lens through which to view the world. Picture your favorite mug, a little chipped, maybe stained from years of coffee and conversations. It might not look Instagram-worthy, but you love it more because of its history. Its small imperfection connects you to something real and grounding. That's Wabi Sabi in action. Cherishing what is used, aged, and full of life's quiet presence. In a Wabi Sabi world, beauty isn't found in symmetry or gloss, but in the whisper of stories etched into everyday things. A cracked ceramic bowl, a wooden chair softened by decades of use, a garden with falling leaves and uneven stones. These aren't flaws. They're invitations to slow down and see. Western ideals often chase shiny perfection. Straight edges, sleek surfaces, eternal youth. But Wabi Sabi offers a counterpoint. It encourages reverence for the natural ebb and flow of time, and it urges us to extend that same kindness to ourselves. Wabi Sabi's roots run deep in Japanese culture. It's influenced by Zen Buddhism and its quiet reverence for nature, impermanence, and simplicity. The term itself is a fusion. Wabi evokes rustic solitude, the elegance of living simply and closely with nature. Sabi refers to the beauty that time bestows: patina on a teapot, the softened fibers of an old cloth, the wisdom in a wrinkle. Together, Wabi Sabi offers a worldview that honors what fades, what's incomplete, and what's quietly enduring. Think of a traditional Japanese garden. It's not designed to impress with symmetry or order. Instead, stones are arranged naturally. Plants are allowed to grow with gentle spontaneity, and fallen leaves remain as part of the scene, not clutter, but character. This kind of harmony with imperfection is the essence of Wabi Sabi. It teaches that things don't need to be finished to be beautiful. In fact, it's often the flaws that hold the most meaning. Wabi Sabi gently nudges us to adopt this same attitude in our own lives, toward our spaces, our work, our relationships, and ourselves. Wabi Sabi doesn't just apply to objects, it applies to us. In a world obsessed with self-improvement, this philosophy offers something radically different: self-acceptance. It invites us to stop battling with our supposed flaws and start recognizing them as parts of our unique story. The scar on your knee, the laugh lines around your eyes, the mistakes you've made, these aren't things to erase. They're evidence that you've lived, grown, and dared to be human. This doesn't mean settling for less or abandoning self-care. Wabi Sabi isn't about neglect, it's about balance. It's the understanding that striving endlessly for perfection often leaves us exhausted, disconnected, and unsatisfied. When we embrace Wabi Sabi, we give ourselves permission to be whole without being flawless. We allow life to unfold naturally, and in doing so, we reclaim a sense of peace. There's power in showing up as you are, in letting your story be real, raw, and unfinished. Wabi Sabi gently asks us to rethink our relationship with time. We often fear it, fight it even. We try to freeze youth, resist wrinkles, and outsmart the aging of everything we own. But what if we stopped running from time and started honoring it? What if we saw wear and change not as decay, but as evolution? A vintage journal with smudged ink, a worn-out sweater from a loved one, an old photograph with creases. These things aren't broken. They're alive with memory. Instead of mourning what has aged or been marked, Wabi Sabi teaches us to celebrate it. It tells us that there's unmatched depth in things that have weathered storms. The same applies to us. Our stories, our resilience, the way we've endured and adapted, these are not shortcomings, they are strength. Real beauty, according to Wabi Sabi, is not timeless, it's timeful. It's not in preserving youth, but in embracing change as an ongoing part of living a full, authentic life. When you start living with Wabi Sabi in mind, life becomes softer. You begin to notice quiet joys, the sound of rain, the feel of worn fabric, the sight of sunlight dancing through dust. You don't rush to fix what's chipped. You don't stress over imperfections. Instead, you breathe, observe, and allow space for things to be not perfect, but present. That shift in perspective is where the magic happens. This philosophy encourages a lighter, freer way to live. It teaches that the value of an object, a moment, or a person isn't in their flawlessness, but in their story, their presence, their authenticity. We don't have to constantly improve, compete, or perform. We can simply exist with all our mess and grace and still be worthy of love and wonder. Wabi Sabi isn't just a concept, it's a lifestyle. It's a gentle revolution, a permission slip to slow down, simplify, and see again.